G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in on the north side of the map, we've got Beastie Cutie playing as the Chinese. On the opposite side of the map, playing in the color red, it is Marine Lord playing as the French. This game is part of Golden League. These players are currently 1-1 in their set, and this is the third game between the two. Whoever goes on to win this game will be on match point. And speaking of match point, take a look at that, 4 sheep. If there's any chance you've ever got of getting a match point, it's with 4 sheep, I'll tell you that much. That is an absolutely glorious find right there for Marine Lord at this early stage in the game. So very nice for him. But he's going to be playing French. This map is Altai, of course. So French not typically considered a good pick on Altai. So a curious decision coming out from him here. We'll take a look at the way that the map is spawned. So Beastie Cutie obviously going to be playing Chinese. He's got a pretty decent spawn back here. Both of his forests are at the front of his base. Whereas with Marine Lords, you can see he's got 1 to the front of the base, 1 to the side of the base. But it does kind of coexist with this this edge of the map. So it makes it a little bit easier. But let's talk a little bit about this matchup and about what you guys can expect to see today, because I am very curious to see how these players go. So one of the things that we have seen that is taking over the game is forward bores, or taking of the forward boar. Now, one of the things to note is that Marine Lord actually has a boar very close to him, and it's actually right next to the deer. So I wouldn't be surprised if we potentially see him move out for that boar. By the same token, Beastie Cutie, he's going to be able to forward... you know what? I just realized. What if you did... Oh, this is big brain. Am I calling this before it happens? Okay, imagine. So this has been taking over the ladder. People just been going out for boars in the middle of the map. What if you send 8 villagers from your base to build a barbican on the boar? Dude, that's big brain. Dude, I'm going to start playing Chinese. I'm going to do boar, barbican plus boar every day, baby. That is that is what I'm going to do. That's 2,000 food, man. That's a lot of food. That is a lot of food. But, I mean, it wouldn't be protecting much. Like, maybe the relic, and it's not really doing a whole lot. And I think maybe against the French, I mean, you're probably going to be walling up. I don't know whether you're going to be able to get through that, but I'd put a wall there just to be safe. I'd put a wall in here just to be safe. Probably chuck my barbican out over here on the gold mine, something like that. Against the French, ideally you want to have those barbicans. And you can see Beastie here cleaning up these wolves, making sure that they're not going to be out here, potentially, as the villagers do move out. So he's very good at cleaning this this sort of back door up and making sure that he's going to be okay here. So super smart move coming in there from Beastie. But we'll check over it with Marine Lord, see how he's doing. School of Cavalry already getting rallied out. I say rallied out. I like the way that I did that. I had this selected, and you can see, like, there's nothing. And I'm like, oh, he's obviously rallying it over here to the other side of the map. No, he's just rallying it to here. He's barely rallying at all. But I thought that was going to imply that there was a little bit of aggression coming out, but it wasn't the case. A lot of sheep back here. He's got 9 sheep. Also got that wolf just chilling out. But I like the way that he's obviously started. A beautiful start, actually. He's got a berry plus deer patch right on top of top of themselves. So you've got 1,500 food in the berry patch, and then you've got 2,350 food in the... I think it's 2,350. Yeah, oh no, 2,450 food in the deer. But we do indeed hear a Barbican of the Sun going to be coming down and opting for a bit more of a defensive position. So still obviously on the gold mine. So he's going to be able to put his mining camp there, but at the same time, it's a little bit more defensive, a little less prone to being attacked by a potential timing push from the French. So let's see how Marine Lord looks to play it. He's going to be opening with a mill and and of course the wheelbarrow technology. You can see he's still stacking up quite a bit of gold here, so might be looking to go into professional scouts, but unlikely. Probably just going to be looking to get out a Royal Knight at this early stage of the game. A little bit of, I don't know if I'd necessarily call it miss macro, but still isn't able to click into a scout straight away, or rather a knight straight away. Doing a pretty decent job, though, of gathering up the sheep. You can see he's got... How many sheep are we talking about here? He's got 9 sheep in total at the moment, so not too bad. Back in the base of Beastie, he is going for a barracks and also going to be on the stone. So this indicates with the amount of villagers that are out here that it's highly likely we're going to see a second town center drop down. So I'm curious to see how Beastie is going to look to play it, whether he's going to be looking to play double melee. I think this is a pretty decent opening as the... as the Chinese to actually play. So he gets the barracks in the transition period, so he's going to be able to defend this position. But you can see that he is preparing for that second town center. Probably not going to head into Song Dynasty. I think it's obviously it's a big investment. it unlocks the Chokunu, but you don't really need the Chokunu if you're going to be playing against the French, because typically against the French, you're going to be opening Spear Horsemen. It's not until the French player starts adding in those spears themselves that you start thinking about ranged units like the Archer. But we'll see how he looks to play it. You can see now 520, getting pretty close towards enough resources in there. But Scout going to be scouting out exactly what Marine Lord is up to. Keep in mind, both of these players currently rank 1 and rank 2. So they've switched around. Beastie Cutie sitting at rank 2, Marine Lord sitting at rank 1 at the moment. So both of them obviously very formidable players. The best on the ladder, quite literally. But now we do see that that Royal Knight beginning to move out towards his position. Bit of a weird graphical. I don't know exactly what's happened here with the way that the ground is formed, but Marine Lord going to be jumping up on top of that hill. Going to be looking to try and make ends meet over with this this stone mine, but he's going to be running into a few spears, a few pointy spears. As I think there's 3 spears that are actually there. Indeed, there are. So second town center going to get dropped down. Looks like it's about 3 tiles away, maybe even 4 tiles away from that first one. He's chasing back the scout for the moment. He should be able to get back to a safe position, but has got this wall up. So nice little spot. Ideally, I'd love to even see a wall just come through in the middle here. Just helps out so much more with the potential raids, because you will get a knight that will run through in here and hit this wood line, and you'll just have to retreat. So it's always important to think about those sorts of things. But now Villager going to be coming out from Marine Lord. Interesting. I'm curious what he's looking to do with this. I'm assuming just an outpost, but it does look like Marine Lord also thinking about a castle age. So, yeah, curious to see exactly what happens. Beastie's going to be spotting this as well. Villager trying to move back, but not going to be able to do so. So, coming out, getting spotted. And I think Beastie's probably going to be a bit curious exactly what is happening with that Villager. So, we'll take a look over at Marine Lord, or over at Beastie's perspective, and see if he gets a reaction out of it. Could just be an outpost, you know, up on this hill, looking to come down onto the gold vein. Maybe that could be it. But we'll see how he plays it. Barracks was going down, but it did get cancelled. At least I think that's a barracks. It could be an archery range, actually. Did get cancelled because it was counted, or it was scouted by the scout. So it could have genuinely just been a fake building. This is something that happens. Like, oh, I was, yeah, okay, there we go. So maybe he was going to go for a barracks. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Beastie does not miss a beat. He does not miss a beat right there, ladies and gentlemen. He is all over the board, and he's just... He is such a smart player. It's such a pleasure to watch him. He sees the Villager moving forward. He knows that there is something happening. It was a proxy. And it's kind of interesting that Marine Lord, who is currently on the ladder rank 1, feels the need to proxy against Beastie Cutie. That is very, very wild, because Marine Lord is the type of player who can play heads up, meaning that he's not going to use any cheese. He's going to play you, one-on-one. He'll play you perfectly, and he will just eventually beat you. He will eke out tiny little victories everywhere until he eventually just wins the game. And he doesn't feel like he can beat Beastie Cutie by doing that. He feels like he needs to go for cheese, which is kind of wild when you think about it. Like, the number 2 player, it feels that unconfident against rank 1 or against rank 2. But Villager going to go down. Looks like 1 villager so far. No textile upgrades yet on these villagers, so going to be an easy pickings there. But now Beastie also looking to get up to the castle age himself. So going to be losing the first villager. Marine Lord up at 8 minutes 26. Not a bad timing there for him, but very upset, I'm sure. Marine Lord will be that proxy didn't work. And now going to have to fall back onto plan B. So this would have been plan A for him to come into a bit of a proxy like that. But now plan B, that's the question. You know, what's he looking for from here? So he's switched the guild hall onto gold. He's going to be focusing that one. Still going to be going for men-at-arms, but just going to be doing it from his own base rather than from a forward position. And now we see double villager moving forward. Villager's going to be careful here as one of them... I'm not sure if one went down there. I didn't see it go down, but it kind of looked like it. I mean, it was swinging for a while, that horseman, or that knight, but... Now those villagers going to be moving in. Beastie Cutie, I'm pretty sure, scouts out the villagers. Oh no, he scouts out the men-at-arms coming in. By the same token, we see these villagers moving around the back of the base here. So Marine Lord being very cheeky. Might be coming in for another proxy. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a stable drop down or something like that. Could just be going for an outpost on this position. This is a very valuable mill at this point in time. Just because you can see, there is so much food that is concentrated in this position. Men-at-arms, though, not going to be able to come through. You can see a beautiful wall coming through here from Beastie Cutie. Just absolutely perfect timing. Now going to be dropping down a gate as well in preparation for it. And more villagers moving out. And not afraid to bring out the villagers either. 6 villagers in this position. And look at this now. It looks like the wall going to be coming down on this position. Outpost going to be coming down as well. So barely just a few seconds late in that position, and he would have been able to wall that out. But unfortunately, looks like Beastie Cutie going to be under a bit more pressure here. Now, he is up to the next age. We'll take a look and see what he's looking to invest in. It's going to be Palace Guards. No crossbows coming out at the moment, but villagers going to be coming out onto this position, looking to actually siege down the outpost. Villagers are going to have to be falling back right now for Marine Lord. A lot of idle time that is going to be generated in this position. Now, villagers moving forward once again, but you can see he's going to be able to get that down. Men-at-Arms continuing to work on that outpost, and or rather work on that wall. And now Villager's going to be moving back in this position. He has to definitely give up on that, but you can see the units now beginning to come out 3 by 3. The men-at-arms are coming. We've got 42 villagers at the moment for Marine Lord. Compare that over to 47 for Beastie Cutie, so not doing too bad to keep up with the 2 town centers. He's obviously had his raids coming in, managed to pick off 1 or 2 villagers here and there. But now Palace Guards together with crossbowmen. And this is the difficult position because for France, there's not a lot of options for France at this point. Like, in reality, there is not a lot of options for France. Realistically for them, I feel like it's a Mangonel shot is only the potential way to win this. The other option, I mean, you could try and match with a second town center yourself, but the thing is, China is playing to its late game right now. It's managed to get to the castle age. It's gotten through the weakest part of the game. You've got a bit of a men-at-arm mass that's beginning to build, but keep in mind, the crossbows are coming behind this, and they are continuing to build up. So they're always going to be able to hold you. So I think that, like, maybe men-at-arms with rams plus mangonels is going to be something that can work, but the difficult thing is making it actually work. It's going to be really difficult, especially considering that you did go for a proxy, a bit of a surprise proxy, and it looks like he's going to be committing to the men-at-arm play here. So I think this is probably the right decision. I think this is the only play that he can actually make in this position, is to go men-at-arms, mangonels, battering rams. We'll check in and see whether he's got a blacksmith just yet. He does have a blacksmith. No siege engineering coming through just yet, but does obviously have decarbonization through. Already got +1 as well on the range upgrade, but now going to be continuing to swoop around up towards this northern position. You can see an actual monastery coming out here as well for Beastie. So he's looking to say some thoughts, say some prayers. Rather have some thoughts, say some prayers. And now moving back to this same spot in the palisade wall. Blacksmith going to be coming up. Crossbows moving out. Only 5 crossbows though. Not a huge amount of crossbows. He's going to need to pull villagers to drop a gate on this. Looks like he's going to be moving out now. You can see that he's going to be coming out to initially repair. He didn't actually drop the gate there. Instead, he's going to be trying to keep it up. If this goes down, he could be in dire trouble. But you can see the villagers somehow keeping it all alive. Look at that. Oh my lord. How did he do it? He knew the perfect amount. And now all the men-at-arms are going to be falling down. 1, 2. It was the perfect amount of villagers. It was literally the perfect amount of villagers. If that wall went down, the men-at-arms run through. There's 8 men-at-arms. Okay, sure, the men-at-arms do get cleaned up eventually. These ones managing to come through. I suspect there might have been an overchop potentially. Yeah, I think there might have been an overchop down here. Or maybe they ran in through the back. Nope, there was an overchop. So if those men-at-arms come through, then you're talking about an idle economy. The men-at-arms come down here into this position. You know, it might not be a good game, but it definitely is a lot closer of a game. And now, once again, Beastie Cutie going to be falling back towards this wall and looking to repair it. More crossbows coming out, and Beastie Cutie just beautiful hold at this point. He knows exactly what he needs to do. Now, Marine Lord, you can see the men-at-arms moving over. Have we got siege engineering on the way? Still not yet on the way. So I would have thought a men-at-arm battering ram timing push would have been the way to play. But we'll see how he looks to change it up. And whether he looks... Oh, Palace Guards now moving out across the map. 7 villagers here, all going to get caught out of position. Men-at-arms probably going to try and fall back. We see a spearman actually just coming out to do a little bit of scouting, a little bit of harassment there. But now Marine Lord once again going to be looking to grab that boar, but... Keep in mind, those Palace Guards are going to be relentless. I'm looking for a Siege Workshop as well. We haven't seen a Siege Workshop yet come out from him, and I would expect that 40 villagers on food right now. So many. Going to drop down an archery range as well, so probably going to be looking to go into crossbows himself. Does manage to come through now, so obviously in this position, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for Beastie Cutie, but at the same time, he's going to be controlling from the north, Whereas from this position, it was very much, you know, villagers can, or men-at-arms can come down, they can go up, around, they can come through the town center. And so as a result now, we see that Beastie Cutie is preparing crossbows in position. He's got a lot of them here. 12 crossbows. Going to be enough to one-shot these men-at-arms, I suspect. We'll check in with them. They do 21 damage, more than enough to one-shot the men-at-arms. And now we've got a little bit of a front line here. And Beastie Cutie just absolutely all over the top of this. Crossbow is going to be able to kite for days. Going to be able to fall back between this nice little choke point you can see here. He's going to be able to get the crossbows in. Even more crossbows coming. 14 now. There's just too many crossbows, and this attack is going to get shut down completely. The only way that the men-at-arms could have potentially worked was with a battering ram, and maybe even with a mangonel. Then it could have helped. But I think that Marine Lord realized he was on a timer. Sitting at the moment, Beastie on 70 villagers compared to the 59 of Marine Lord. So he's just continually going to be struggling with regard to economy and trying to work through this position here. Gets walled out, but he somehow finds a way to squeeze through like a cat underneath a door, like a mouse through a trap. It makes his way through. I reckon you guys can get through there. Go on, fellas. No, not going to be able to get through there. It's not successful, but completely shuts down that attack. Managed to get the wall up as well on the back line here. Probably some villagers from these berry bushes. And you can just see that at this point, Marine Lord is sitting down on 18 military population. And it's just not the spot he wanted to be. Now the Monk going to be coming in. Monk going to get absolutely blindsided by these men-at-arms. But Beastie's still in an incredibly good position. And going to be able to fall back behind these walls here. And we continue to see the struggle now for Marine Lord. He's trying his best, Marine Lord, going for the full men-at-arms strategy. We'll check in with the guild hall and see where it is. Wallalol going to be coming down over on the middle of the map. Indeed it is. He is sitting on, he's generating gold, and you can see he's already taken it out. So he does not have a lot of gold in his pocket at the moment. And Marine Lord really struggling now. Crossbows continuing to move out. Nice little early build up here of palace guards just to keep the enemy back. Outpost going to be garrison for the meantime. You can see a villager laying there on the ground. But I just want to draw your attention back to this one point. This was so pivotal in this game. If this wall went down 100%, game is over, in my opinion. Maybe not 100%, 99%. I'll say 99% game is over. Because the men-at-arms, you know, you get 2 men-at-arms down here, idles all of these. They just chill out under the Barbican for a bit. You send 2 men-at-arms over towards the mill that was over here. You know, that's more idle villagers underneath the town center, chasing around those crossbows. There wasn't enough crossbows to one-shot a men-at-arms, so he would have had an absolute field day in there. Look, probably not good game, but at the same time, it would have helped him out a huge amount. 3 relics now being picked up for Beastie Cutie. We see Marine Lord now going to be moving in towards this position. He's going to have a bit of a tough time, I suspect, because the walls are going to come out. Look at the crossbow numbers, and this is why mangonels need to come in. He needed to go for mangonels earlier, because the only real counter to that, I mean, you can go for horsemen yourself, but it's very easy for the Chinese player to begin switching in some spears to defend against the horsemen. So the mangonel is definitely going to be a prime choice. And we can look at the production coming out from Marine Lord now, switching into mass archers. Hey, this is actually a pretty good counter to this. But the problem is for Marine Lord right now is he is behind on economy. 67 versus 78. It might not seem like a lot, but you need to remember that the French player is not scaling at the same rate that the Chinese player is. The Chinese player able to continue to scale, and Marine Lord taps out. He says good game. So Beastie Cutie taking the victory in this game, taking the series lead up to 2-1. If he wins the next game, he's through to the next round, and Marine Lord drops down to the losers bracket. So make sure you guys stay tuned. I'm curious to see where this goes. We'll be heading back to Dry Arabia for our 4th game, so don't go anywhere.